Jesus.
Chaplains on Air.
The chaplains are now in. Here on Chaplains on Air.
Chaplains on Air.
Thursdays at 6 p.m. only on radyo-katipunan 87.9 FM.
Jesuit Music Ministry, music that uplifts the soul. Follow jescom.ph on Spotify and Jescom Music on YouTube. We are also on iTunes and Deezer.
The Jesuit Hour.
Wait, what? No! Let's try that again. Join the fun bunch of the Hugot Hour with Father J-Boy as we talk about anything and everything under the sun. Share your everyday Hugot moments and everyday Hugot quotes. G, tara na! Usap tayo. Bring your own baon. Bring your own Hugot. The Hugot Hour with Father J-Boy and friends gathers every Monday at 6:30 to 8 in the evening. Only here on Radio-Katipunan 87.9 FM.
Radyo-Katipunan 87.9 FM.
Baka naman pwede.
Baka naman pwede.
Baka naman pwede.
Mga isyung napapanahon, ating pag-usapan.
Baka naman pwede.
Gamit ang mga pananaw mula sa iba't ibang kalinangan.
Baka naman pwede.
Mula sa Institute of Philippine Culture, kami inyong samahan, tayo'y maghuntahan. Dito lang sa Baka Naman Pwede. Tuwing Huwebes, alas 3 ng hapon, dito lang sa Radio-Katipunan 87.9 FM.
Jescom Music Ministry, music that uplifts the soul. Follow jescom.ph on Spotify and Jescom Music on YouTube. We are also on iTunes and Deezer.
Follow at radyo-katipunan in our social media accounts on Facebook, Instagram, and on Twitter. Rejoice, refresh, renew, and reflect. Join us for an hour of music that uplifts the soul. Listen to your favorite Jesuit Music Ministry artists. This is JMM Radio. JMM Radio. Get your day's dose of inspirational music. Tune in to JMM Radio every Wednesday from 1 to 2 p.m. Only here on Radio-Katipunan 87.9 FM.
Pagbati po mga katipuneros. This is Cardinal Chito Tagle. Join me every week on The Word Exposed on Air, here on the voice of the Blue Eagle, Radio-Katipunan 87.9 FM, the Ateneo Campus Radio.
The voice of the Blue Eagle, radyo-katipunan 87.9. Radyo-Katipunan, news, insights, inspiration. Radyo-Katipunan, down from the hill and down to the world. Radio-Katipunan, the voice of the Blue Eagle.
The Blue Eagle, kami di mapipigil sa pagbabalitang tumpak at tama. Buhay atenista, sa loob sa labas ng eskwela, ating ibibida lahat ng eskwela.
Ladies and gentlemen, may I have your attention, please?
If it's entertainment you crave,
Catch us on New Wave
surfing through the latest on our shores.
every Wednesday from 5 to 6 p.m.
See you there! Hello everyone! Good afternoon! Coming to you live on Radio-Katipunan 87.9 FM via Zoom. I'm Max, and when it comes to what's happening, I'll serve you the facts. So please take this hour to sit back and relax because this is New Wave. So I hope the extra 15 minutes gave you guys enough time to grab some popcorn, make some coffee or hot chocolate, anything to help you survive this rainy day and this week. So we've already made it through half. Now, as I said, the weather's been rainy, but despite that, summer is closing in on us, especially us students. It's almost the break. So that's something to look forward to. Now, it's time to look for things we can do during that break. Or maybe on a date, I don't know. But Blue Rep is here to help us out. So whether it's your first date, or your 10th, Blue Rep will continue the run of their season finale called First Date, written by Austin Winsberg and directed by Topper Fabregas. So to talk about it with us today are cast members Paul Atienza and Nikki Bengzon. So hello both of you. Please turn on your cameras and unmute.
Hello, hi.
Hello, good afternoon to both of you. So, okay, I know it's in the title. The play is called First Date, but can you tell us a little more about the story of this musical?
Okay. Paul,
Yes.
would you like to?
Sure.
Okay.
Go ahead. First date is actually about the mishaps and mistakes that we all make on a blind date.
Okay.
So with that in mind, there's going to be some obstacles and maybe things of our imagination that will maybe make you wonder, will the date end well? Or who knows?
Yes, that's right. I didn't notice about the blind date, so that adds a layer to what's going to happen. Now, I guess starting with Nikki, who are your characters? I know that you're both in the ensemble, but how do you characterize this?
Oh, wow. Okay, so as an ensemble member, I have several roles. And a lot of them are completely different from each other. So I guess you could call it a little bit of a challenge because 1 minute I'm an old woman and the next I'm a little boy. So going back, it's quite a challenge. So going back between characters like that who have completely different personalities, it's definitely a challenge. But I think in terms of characterizing it, a lot of it has to do with it's a lot of planning, it's a lot of research,
of course.
A lot of preparing, but it all kind of comes down to this passion of like telling the story.
Of course.
I think being truthful and telling that story. So yeah.
Nice. That's going to be something to look out for, how many characters you play. So next up, Paul.
I share the same sentiments with Nikki because being an ensemble member, we had to play multiple characters. But for me, my main character was Casey's best friend, who's also a drag queen. But you'll find out more by watching, honestly. But yeah, I would like to say
yes.
It really takes a lot thinking about and researching on our characters, especially the different ones. So like we had a lot of assignments, honestly. So it was really challenging, but because we are super passionate with what we do, it was honestly an enjoyable experience. Yeah.
That's nice. So on assignments, I remember when I was a freshman during the newbie prod, they were assigned to do like character diaries for whoever and how many characters they were playing apart from studying the script. So was that something that was apparent in this production?
It wasn't like an actual assignment that they gave us, but we did have journals. There wasn't really, I think there's a difference between diaries and journals. I think journals is more of like taking down your notes, what is answering a bunch of questions about your characters. And I think a diary is more of like writing down your thoughts as your character. So it is more of a journal, but it was very helpful. And like we said, with the researching and the planning and all that stuff. So yeah, that's kind of what we did.
All right, that's pretty cool. So before we move on to our next questions, here is a snippet, a clip, I think, from the play. So James, please play the video.
To sing great are a nightmare to date.
Either way I've been burned,
but the one thing I've learned is oftentimes first impressions are worth a second glance. A second glance.
On my feed, the video ended, and I see now that the two actors were in the same place, which is something I'm very curious about. Was this play done like on stage while being tape recorded, or were there still parts of it that were done at home?
Okay. So for the two main characters who are Casey and Aaron, they filmed it on site because it definitely their scenes involved a lot of interaction, physical interaction between them.
For sure.
So definitely they had to be together. But for the rest of the cast, the rest of the ensemble, it was actually filmed in our very homes, in our So we were actually in charge of a lot of things that we're usually not in charge of. If it were an on-site production fully, then usually we're just concerned with our acting and just a bit of our costumes and our makeup. But this time we were more involved with the lights. I had my friends come over actually to my house to help me with that and our props. And I had to learn a lot of new things. It was fun.
Yeah, for sure. What about you, Paul, from your perspective?
Oh, wow. From my perspective, I honestly had a hard time because as a cast member, usually if it were on site, you'd think like, oh, I have to focus more on acting, on my songs, my lines, of course. But with an online production and the online setting, when you audition to be cast, you have to, that you will be part of an online thing. So you have to be open to learning new things. And although I had a hard time at first, with the guidance of the prod teams and our directors, etc., it made it easier. And it was honestly an enjoyable experience, I would say.
Yeah, and it's a very, very, very different experience from when we do productions on site, because like something similar that we have between these plays and like with how we did it back in the booth for this radio show, we used to just need to prepare like our questions for the day, and then we get to the booth, sit down, and do the show. But now we kind of had to learn how to be our own camera people, our own lights people. So that's a new skill set we all developed during the pandemic. But on that note, since you mentioned like you had guidance from like the production team, from different teams, so what was collaborating like for this production? Like, how is it like putting all of this together while most of you are physically apart? So we'll start with Paul for this.
For this one, most of us had a lot of we had to work on our own. Like for instance, like the cast members, we had our own special assignments that we had to learn this. And we had to follow a strict schedule because we're under a time constraint. And of course, because of that, a lot of people had their own different assignments. Like for example, people in much or makeup and costumes, and hair as well. Aside from that, people who are part of sets and props, etc., they have their own special assignments. So we have to deliver to the best of our ability our own special assignments, and we try to connect with one another through like meetings and interviews with one another. And so it was really collaborative effort.
Yeah, that's great. So Nikki?
I would say that it was organized, but it was still very overwhelming because like I mentioned earlier, there was so many more responsibilities that we had. But I think Blue Rep tried to make it easy for us. They really, really tried. But theater, it's just such a demanding kind of project to put together this whole production. So all I can say is that we really tried our best, and I think we were able to deliver the best that we could. But we're still improving. We're still learning how to like get used to the whole online thing because this prospect of going back on site. It's not very clear, so we're still learning. Yeah.
Well, based on what I've been seeing so far, it looks like it's going to be a really good show. And I know that a lot of people here today are curious about seeing it. So I know that there are multiple packages that you guys have like for the tickets. So can you tell us a little bit more about these different ticket packages? Like what can people expect from each?
Ooh.
Yes, I can answer this.
Sure.
For the ticket packages, from what I know, there are three. The first one is just the regular viewing. That's just for general admission, for viewing of the show. The second package is inclusive of the souvenir program. So it's general admission for the show and the souvenir program, which you get to see the people who work behind the scenes and you get to know them even more and even better. And last but not least, this is one with the online packages. This is the inclusive of the souvenir program and online packages. For this one, it is both the souvenir program, the show, plus some behind the scenes online packages that we personally worked on, like some interviews, some spicy Q&As, and also a photo book. So you get a lot for that. So it's really, really worth it, honestly.
Spicy Q&As. That's what stuck out to me. So everyone who's curious about those spicy Q&As, where can people book their tickets? So Nikki, take this one.
You can go to Ateneo's Instagram page or Ateneo Blue Reps Instagram and Facebook page. You'll find a link there to tickettome.net, and you can reserve a ticket there. And the website will tell you the rest. So I hope everybody gets a chance to see that, check that out. Yeah.
All right, something to look forward to. And when are your next days?
21. Am I correct? 21.
28.
28. Sorry about that.
So
May 28 and June 4.
Yes, those are our last show days. Yeah.
That's actually perfect for us in Ateneo because those mark the end of the school year. So like it's a good way to celebrate. Now, for both of you, anyone can answer this, and for fun, where is the line drawn between performing or producing for film and for stage at a time like now? Because like before the pandemic, we were all familiar with, films are on set, on camera, and plays are on stage. But now that theater has made its way online, where do we draw the line? And from your perspective as actors, what's the difference? So anyone can go first with this. Whoever is ready.
Wow, that's tough. I guess the rehearsals are probably, I've never been in a film before, so I'm not exactly sure what I can say about it, about the process of making a production between the two. But I think the rehearsals is definitely different. Because when we did rehearse, we went through the whole thing. We would run through the entire musical between Act 1, Act 2, and all that stuff.
Yes.
But when it came to filming, it was split up in all these different parts. It wasn't chronological. So I'm not sure how rehearsals for film would do. I don't know if they go through the whole thing chronologically as well. But I think for me, that's and I think also the community in general. Definitely Ateneo Blue Rep, it's completely different from any film community that I know of because of the culture that we have with theater. So that's probably the main difference for me. Yeah.
All right, that's interesting. So Paul, your turn.
Honestly, that's really a hard question.
It really is.
But I guess I would have to agree with Nikki. It's with more of the whole culture aspect to it. Because if we think of it, like, as when you're auditioning to be part of Blue Repertory, you are auditioning to be part of a theater organization, not a film institution. So with that in mind, although it is an online setting and we have to film by ourselves, and we have the whole camera setups, and we have new things to worry about, like camera angles, and like framings, etc. And so like not just for the not just for theater itself, like even the performing arts orgs, you have to film instead of like performing on stage. So I guess what would draw the line would be how the rehearsals are and how our culture separates is different from others, especially how, because personally, same, I haven't been in a movie as well, so it really depends and differs from one another. Yeah.
All right, so thank you both of you in advance. Congratulations for your season finale. Before we go, please tell us again, where can we find Blue Rep online? Drop your socials again.
Oh, there's Instagram, there's Facebook. Do we have a website? I don't even know. I don't think we do.
But we have a TikTok.
Oh, we do have a TikTok.
Oh, you have
that's
a
right.
TikTok now?
Yes,
That's
it's
cool.
quite successful. If you want to check it out at the Nairobi Repertory. Yeah. I think that's it, right?
Yeah.
Okay, well, don't forget to drop the links in the comment section of our Facebook Live so that people know where to find you. So thank you. Before we head into our next segment, here's another snippet of First Date by Blue Rep.
Kamusta na? Nandiyan ka pa ba? Wala na yatang ibang magagawa kundi tumawa. Nandiyan pa ba? Mga alaala, ang tanging bagay na naiwan sa ating dalawa. bagay na naiwan sa ating dalawa. Huwag nang paikutin ang isa't isa. Lahat ng bagay ay malinaw na. Di na rin kailangan pagpilitan pa. Di mo na kinakailangan pang magsalita. Nakita ko na lahat ito, pinahihiwatig ng mata mo. Salamat na lamang sa'yo. Nakita ko na lahat ito, pinahihiwatig ng mata mo. Salamat na lamang sa'yo. Mata mo. Mata mo. Laging bigo, laging sawi sa pag-ibig, minamalas o kay sakit. May balat nga ba ako sa puwet? Mabuti pa ang tindera sa aming kanto, nakakaingit. Ang sweet nila ng kaniyang nobyo. Gusto ko lang maranasang umibig, tamaan ito. Gusto ko lang maranasan ng langit, tumibok muli ang puso ko. Tumatakbo ang oras na iiwan na ako ng panahon. Di na nagbagong bawat araw, pare-pareho parang kahapon. Tumatakbo ang oras. My birthday cake ngunit wala namang kandila. May Christmas tree na malupit, wala namang dekorasyong pansabit. Sa liyang ganyan ang aking buhay, walang kasing tamlay. Ayoko sanang tumandang nag-iisa. Tumatakbo ang oras na iiwan na ako ng panahon. Di na nagbagong bawat araw, pare-pareho parang hapon. Tumatakbo ang oras. Tumatakbo ang oras. Tatanggapin na lang ba ang malupit na tadhana? O kaya'y tatanggapin na lang ba na ako'y sadyang hindi pinagpala? Tigilan na ang drama. Tugtugan ng buhay ay mula noon hanggang ngayon. Isa lamang at ikaw na yun. Mula noon hanggang ngayon.
Hello again, everyone. So the moment you've all been waiting for is here. So joining us today are two members of the Filipino pop rock band Mojofly. Apart from their catchy and relatable songs, they're both artists as well. And I've seen them perform, I've seen their exhibits, and you'll see a glimpse of their stories today. So right now, one of them is here with us, and one more will join later. So please welcome Mr. Ali Alejandro. Hi!
Hello!
Oh, you're both here! So also welcome, Miss Luigi Pasabas Alejandro. You're both here today, so hi!
Hi everyone.
Hi,
How are
welcome
you?
to you. Oh, I'm good. How are both of you, especially on this rainy day?
Well, we had a long day.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Oh, hello!
Yes.
Hi.
Hi. This
Hi.
is Leon,
Boy.
our
Hi.
eldest.
Is your son?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, nothing much. Just a lot of, errands, running errands here and there. So, yeah.
All right. Well,
Yeah. Sorry about the slight delay.
no problem. We're here now. Okay, so let's get straight to it. So both of you are in Mojofly. What is the origin story of this? How did the band get together? Especially for you, Tita Luigi.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Well, it actually started back in 1999, and
yes,
I wasn't part of the band yet. The original members were Kichi Nadal,
yes,
Ricky Durango, Raymond Galampo, and yeah. So basically, and Junjun Regalado.
yes, yes.
So I came in 2003 when Kichi decided to go solo, and Ali joined the band in 2004. And yeah, so parang throughout the years we've had different members come and go, and there was even a time when there was a short hiatus in between.
Okay.
And we had to kind of like rebrand ourselves. But from 2012, I think that was it now. Like we just finally decided to put the band back together and continue writing songs, continue making and doing what we do. So,
Yes.
yeah, that's about it.
Yeah.
And that's when you went back to the original name, Mojofly.
Yes.
All right. So while waiting for you, we were watching your videos and listening to your music. And coming from a cycle of strict lockdowns and then opening up, hopefully we're not going to be going through any of those again, but we're still in the pandemic. So that being said, throughout this pandemic, you released songs, had performances. So what was it like putting these performances together? Like, how did it work? Especially you as a band, you guys don't live together. So how would you come together to do these performances?
During the pandemic, no?
Yeah, I think she was talking about the home session.
The home
Yes,
session.
yes.
Okay. So, yeah, parang I think it was just in our nature to, because with all the lockdowns and everything, parang we just wanted to get in our own bubble and just jam because, entertainment was pretty much dead. Everyone was online, so people were already doing streaming, which we also tried to dabble in, we tried doing YouTube also, and then yun na nga, parang it came upon our, we came upon like parang since we had our own existing YouTube channel, we said, well, why don't we put content na lang then there? So we got all of our equipment. We spent I think ilang days ba yun? Parang 4 na.
We basically naman followed strict protocols, but it was all done in our band member's house in Cavite.
Yeah.
And we all kind of camped in his house for a few days to record and to also make content. And yeah, so it was a fun 3-4 days with the band, and we got to bring our family.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
That's nice.
So yeah, the kids had playmates, and it was fun. It's like a retreat, a small retreat.
Yeah, and I'm sure, especially coming like after I said, coming after lockdowns, it must have been very nice to get back together. So, oh, sorry, is there something? Okay, sorry, you got cut for me for a bit. Okay, back. So, Mr. Ali, a while ago, Tita Luigi mentioned that you came in a year after her. So, how did this come to be? Hello?
Sorry, wait lang.
No problem.
Sorry.
No
Okay.
problem.
Sorry, can you repeat the question?
Okay, your turn. How did you come into Mojofly?
Okay. So Mojofly, I came in a year after Luigi. That was 05 or 4. Oh yeah, 04. And then yeah, parang ano lang, I did an audition, and then I was there was a couple of drummers, and then like I just got picked, and then that's it. It was as simple as that. And then I didn't know actually what I was getting myself into. Kasi kasi parang ano lang.
Both students then at that time.
Yeah, I wasn't really doing I mean I had a couple of other bands, just playing music. Pero it was, I guess that the timing was pretty right kasi nung time na yun, like the scene of OPM had its own thing, diba? Like a lot of people were from different, like people from Cebu, people from they were just going here and there. So I think when that happened, yung the sheer amount of music that was coming out, diba? We weren't ready for that kind of explosion, diba, of the OPM scene. So yeah, that was something else.
All right. Now, going even before Mojofly, how did both of you decide to pursue music? Like this can be separately. When did you both realize, oh, I want to pursue music? Anyone can start with this one.
I started when I was 14. Because parang it was by accident that my friend got me to tag along for an audition. So we went to the audition, and ako naman, I just wanted to be like supportive, like a supportive friend, right?
Yes,
so,
yes.
And then I found out that it's like for a pop group that Mr. C was trying to form with like BMG Records.
Oh,
so
okay.
I didn't realize it until I was there. and I came so unprepared, right? Like I actually borrowed like a -1 from somebody else. But and then I got a phone call saying that, but okay, you passed the audition. So that was a short stint that I felt na parang okay, I'm doing this professionally. So at 14, we started recording, we started doing shows, and then in 2001, sadly it was disbanded, but that was also the time when I started joining bands and started writing my own material. And yeah, that the rest is history, I guess. So yeah, for Ali naman, it's
your turn.
More interesting story because he comes from a family of singers.
Yes.
Well, I've been I can't really say like when I can't really remember because when it started there, but I would say professionally it was really Mojofly that
really
Yun dun ako yung mga
but But you told me that you used to like perform with your dad and your sister.
Yeah, it was later on. No?
Okay.
Pero kasi parang I started, I think like everyone goes through like having maybe like that, diba? Like she came from a girl group, like that. Pero ako, I started like, I think as a show band, I had something like that before. So, getting, just entertaining, people for people in bars and stuff like that. Pero I think I would say that parang yung pinaka talaga, the first racket or the first professional was really Mojofly. Prior to that, I don't know. I forgot what I was doing.
You were in school. You were in.
Yeah, tama.
He was in music school.
Yeah, I was in music
okay.
school. Yan lang, hanggang dun lang.
So you were in music school.
No,
You were in music school. Like, what were you taking up in music school?
I was a guitar major actually.
Oh wow!
Yeah, guitar major. And then, but as a kid, when I was much younger, mga 8, 10 years old, I would always play drums. Back then, kasi I lived in America with my dad and my mom. Nung time na yun, may restaurant yung dad ko. We served parang Filipino food. And then every weekend, he'd have because, he is who he is, he had this show, parang, featuring him. Then he would sing 2 sets. So in the restaurant, in sa second floor, may bar and the band area. Yeah, it's a music hall. So there were drums and amps, diba? And syempre, pag walang dead time, I would be there. Ako, I played the drums. So I think that's how it started. That's how I kind of started my So I knew how to play drums, but I've always wanted to play. My frustration was guitar, piano. So nung time na yon, nung high school, I played guitar, diba? Ganun. And then yun na nga, parang when I wanted to focus naman on my second choice for college was actually music. So sabi ko, sige na nga maging try ko mag guitar.
Yes,
So I really had for a year I did guitar, and then I think it was during that time also like through a friend, and then I got a contact, and then I just jammed in a bar playing drums, and then that's how it started. That's how Ricky, the old bassist of Mojo, saw me play. And then he got my number through someone, and then the rest is history. He said, "Hey, come here for an audition." Then I went there, I did the audition, and then so I gave up my guitar. Yeah,
it's not giving up. There's always like the opportunity to do it again. What I see from both of your stories is things kind of fell into place and worked in favor of both of you coming together, like in Mojofly. Now, I also wanted to bring up that both of you are like artists, because I think the last time I saw both of you in real life was in that art fair in Miriam.
Grabe, that was a long time ago.
It was.
So long. Yeah, that's
okay. Yeah. Okay,
yeah. So I wanted to ask you about that also. Like, your art career alongside your career as musicians, how do they work hand in hand also?
I think that's more for you. Yeah, Ali's more, like I would consider like a professional artist. Ako, I was just, I was lucky to be invited by your mom.
Yeah, I mean, I guess parang, a lot of the people I've encountered in the art scene, sa totoo lang, they're musicians. There are a lot of drummers, and there are a lot of like yung mga kasabay ko minsan sa like all of them are drummers. So it's I think it goes without saying music and art are very much in the same hemisphere of your brain, when you're coming up with
very
an art
true.
like that. So yeah, I mean, like parang I think for me personally, the whole venture kasi of art, I think it kind of took a turn, lalo na nung pandemic. I think it was like, there's no, like we said kanina, diba? Walang entertainment. There was no way to really, unless you were streaming or unless you were doing pre-recorded material, diba? Which we did. We even came out with 2 songs. We released it in Spotify and everything. But instead of that, sabi ko, I'll just try painting again, diba? And then I was able to join some virtual shows. Galleries were still trying to make we're still running, but they're doing their virtual things. And I guess that's how it kind of started. Prior to it, also I was also in arts. I was in a gallery. I worked in a gallery for a time. She's also a very good painter.
Yes, she is.
Diba? She has her also. Iba yung flavor namin when it comes to But ikaw naman. For sure.
Everything you said was exactly on point.
Out of curiosity, how do the virtual art shows go? Like, how does it work? Like, how is it different from, I guess, like musicians performing on live streams also?
Virtual shows, parang like I see it. There are a couple that they do just as simple as nasa Instagram lang, like here are the artworks, here are the details, boom, ganun, diba? Yung iba, they actually have this thing where you virtually go like a VR thing, yeah.
Oh,
and then,
wow.
You walk into it, may mga parang ganun pa sa phone,
So you have to download an app, diba? Yeah. There's this app or software that they use that allows you to actually see and experience the exhibit.
Yeah. There's a couple. Parang, I mean, nung time na yon, we're talking about maybe about a year or 2 ago, diba? It was just starting, so people were trying to get into the whole virtual thing. But I guess now, mas complex. Yeah. It's very much now, like, and I see a bunch of galleries also doing it. Na parang kumbaga, since we're still kind of in a pandemic, parang they're doing it now na simultaneous.
Hybrid,
so,
yes.
Yeah, so it's a hybrid na you can go to the gallery if you want, but there's also the online. So you check their website out and then nandun na, it's very easy to just look at it. Yeah.
That's cool. And that's also a very nice option to have. So, Tita Luigi, I'm going to direct this question at you first. And I know that both of you're songwriters, and then we're talking about your art now. So, how would you say your processes are different for creating music and creating something visual?
I guess parang the common thing there is that it takes a lot of planning then, diba? Parang especially, diba, parang we, like ako as a mom, I have to like really manage my time and really set aside time to write. Kasi parang before, syempre parang whenever the mood strikes, diba, ganon. But now, parang syempre, I'm at the mercy of, the kids and their schedule, their routine. So, parang what I do now is parang I spend a little time at night just like putting myself in the zone, and whatever I can accomplish during that time is for me already a progress, diba, towards it. So it can be like either I put in a melody or maybe I play a tune, play a few riffs, and then I record whatever I've done during that time. And then I just go back to it. I keep everything written and ayun, parang I just go back to it and then I edit it as I go. And ngayon naman kasi with all the technology that is available and people that we can like collaborate with, whenever you have a song ready, it's always just like a message away na for
right.
people, like, to get on the project with you. So so that's our process now. But before, kasi with all like it was a different time back then. I was telling in a different interview like how Mata, our first single together, came about. It was so like worlds apart different. Kasi parang I remember like whenever I have a tune in mind that maybe like I wrote a melody in my mind and I don't want to forget it. I don't. Phones weren't like smartphones yet, and they don't have like a
Recording app.
They don't have recording app, so I have to like just play it in my mind over and over again until I get back home and get my hands on a like tape recorder, and that's the only way. So parang when you realize all that, diba, parang it's like extreme. Like we live in a different time now, and we're so lucky that we get to enjoy all the technology and all that.
Yeah, we are. And how fast everything can be. Like you said, I think if I lived in that time, like I would forget things like right away. Like not having the voice memos app. Like, when you're about to sleep and then this really nice melody pops in and you're like, oh gosh, I need this. I need to get this down right away.
Yeah.
So both of you have been around for a long time, and you've seen these two different worlds in terms of making music. So apart from technology, how else would you say the music industry has changed since the time you both got your start and now?
I would say like leaps and bounds, diba? Parang iba na talaga today. Because now, with all the technology and like information is faster, and you can basically promote a brand new single in just like seconds, diba? Parang before it was more tedious, like everything from the process to the promotion to the marketing to the PR, everything is very laborious, I would say, and time consuming. Yes. So now, we live in a time when like parang you can just easily, as soon as you have an available material, you can already upload it on Spotify, and that's it. You have a new single that is readily available for everyone to consume, diba? Yeah. So, that's like, I would say, worlds apart in terms of like, like it's easier nowadays.
Yeah. Parang I would say also that parang yung when we started, diba? We actually had we were actually one of the first indie OPM bands out there. Indie meaning, diba, parang we didn't have a label backing us up.
Independent.
We actually had one manager, and she did everything. she did everything for us in terms of and kasi parang yan diba? If you're in a label, it's very kind of automatic na parang okay, you get X amount of CDs printed, we'll put you in Odyssey, remember?
Yeah. Yes. I still remember Odyssey.
Or
Tower
Records.
You that's kind of like the thing.
You have to sell physical copies.
You
like,
gotta
and CDs.
Yeah, we didn't have that. No, we just basically had.
We did.
No, we had a couple of ours. But
we had a couple of runs with like I think Tower Records.
With Tower, pero as
Odyssey also.
But the majority kasi of what I remembered was we took it on tour. Parang we would sell our albums where we played, which is kind of like what bands still do up to now.
Yes.
Pero kumbaga parang
wala nang record bars.
Yeah, kasi you're indie, diba? Like that's the only way to make the money, diba? So I think we were very fortunate enough that even as we weren't backed up with the big names of the we were able to get into the whole pop kasabay ng ibang diba? Like the people from I don't know, like Sandwich, Bamboo, you name it. Those are all the there. And then parang I guess during that time also, if you're going back to the technology, parang as an indie band, syempre you have to put out money also to record. So as an indie also, we were able to pick our own place na, we want to record here. Let's do these songs. And then we were able to make the album. the Now album, all kami lang. We didn't have any other, we didn't have any red tape, kumbaga na
I'm sure your dad would agree with this, but for as long as you have a good setup at home and the know-how to actually arrange and record and mix and master your own material, you're good. You're set, diba? And the next step lang is, like getting it out there.
And that's the difference now. You can buy a laptop right now, and then and you can basically be your own label.
Yes, that's so true.
So parang I think indie artists have it easier now than like during our time. Kasi parang one of the challenges then during our time, because when you say indie, diba, you actually fund your own projects. So we literally did that. Like we funded everything from recording to promotion. Sometimes we'd get X deals, but but everything was like self-funded.
Yes.
At this time, diba, parang there are a lot of like, what do you call that? Like
crowdfunding.
Yeah, crowdfunding ventures, diba, that weren't there before, diba? But it's like dun mo makikita na parang the support system for indie artists nowadays is mas malakas than during our time.
Yeah. But I mean, like right now, it's way easier now to parang I don't even think they call it indie or independent. Basta parang
I think if you have a single and parang you're not signed under a big label, which is I think at this point has like 90% of artists out there, diba? Kasi sobrang na rin ngayon yung mga labels, they're very selective. So they only like keep like a few talents under their umbrella. And almost I think 90% of artists out there are independent. So yeah.
Yeah, so branching out from what you said, like right now, a lot of things are at our fingertips because of technology. Like if you want to release a song, it's not as difficult as it was before to release it on a streaming platform. But then with all of these indie artists we have right now, what is the key to longevity? Because yes, anyone can upload a song at any minute, but what's the key to making it stick and to having like a decades long career in the music industry? From your perspective, how would you say is that thing?
So well, it's for me, it's just talagang you gotta keep doing what you're really passionate about and don't stop. I've had many moments in my life now when I felt I'm ready to stop. Like when I became a mom to Leon and Zoe, I thought that was it na, diba? I'm gonna focus talaga on the kids na muna. But then, it's part of you.
That's right.
It's something that you cannot just turn off, I think. So parang you kind of like have to work around the situation you're given and still be able to produce or come up with something, diba? Whether it's new music or art or about whatever you are most passionate about. So parang I think the key there is just talagang perseverance, I think. And just like keep the passion alive. If you think you're stuck, you can pause, you can take a break. But, once you get your bearings and you get, it's easy to parang get inspired by collaborating with other people as well. So, yun.
Yeah, that's a big I think that you need to before you please your fans or anything like that. Parang I think whatever you create, has to satisfy yourself muna. And the rest will follow, diba? Parang it doesn't mean na because maybe you changed a genre or you changed the way you sound or something. Parang you're trying to, hip pa rin ako or something like that. I want to be able to be, relevant.
Relevant.
But sorry.
Yeah,
the I think it's more like parang if you feel like you want to do that, then all bets all in ka dun dapat. Hindi ka parang let me try this pero I'm not really wholehearted with it. Diba? So yun lang, parang I think that's the key there for the long ride, the longevity kind of thing. You have to really dig what you do.
Yeah.
Authenticity. Yes,
Yeah.
authenticity matters.
Yeah.
So now, present day, you just released your new single, Simpatico, and it was one of the things we were listening to earlier today. And what I liked about this song was it was very, well, to me, it sounded very conversational. And I always find songs like that so interesting because it's like, oh, you're hearing two different voices, two different sides, and it adds a whole new layer to the story. And this was in collaboration with Mr. Monty Macalino of Mayonnaise. So how did this collaboration come to be?
Well, Simpatico kasi has been in the back burner for 12 years.
Wow.
10 years.
It's actually an old song.
Wow, okay.
Yeah.
So 10 years. And parang recently, kasi we partnered with Yellow Room, which is Monty runs Yellow Room. And parang part of our deal is to come up with at least 2 songs a year.
Yeah.
Okay.
Pero I think it started na parang we've never really had a song where we collaborated with, and you mentioned kanina, diba? Parang if you get stuck, diba, why not collaborate also with someone, bring in a new element.
Yeah.
So I think that's where it came in.
We were
parang,
stuck.
Yeah,
You guys are stuck.
We were stuck. We didn't have any ready material at that time, so I had to dig in through the old compositions.
Yeah.
And it just so happened that parang it was perfect because we were tied up, we were partnered with Yellow Room, and at the same time working hand in hand with Monty. So why not bring in Monty? And I always naman envisioned when I wrote that song, I always envisioned his voice, diba?
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I always wanted to collaborate with Monty with that song, in that song. So parang it was really perfect timing, I would say.
Yeah.
He was so game and so supportive, and he brought in his own style and flavor to the song.
And it's a first for us because we never really had any other song na may collab, could do it. So it was just time appropriate lang, I think.
That's right. My brain kind of stopped a bit when you said 10 years ago and then 2012 in the same sentence. It was like, wait, how is 2012 10 years ago?
Yes.
I know, right?
Right?
Yeah.
Time just flies. But anyway, it's okay, because what I noticed about Simpatico, reading the lyrics, actually, I saw a lot of sentiments that I've been told that my friends have shared, have voiced out about their own lives. And for me, it made the song pretty timely. So I guess of all the songs that you have hidden in your arsenal, why was Simpatico the song that came out this year? What spoke to you? What made you say, hey, this is the song for this year, apart from it being a collaboration?
Actually, we have Monty to thank for that because we gave him a bunch of demo songs, diba? And I think one of the songs that really stuck out was Simpatico. And he actually told us na, you better record this song. With or without me, you have to record this song. So, I think it's because of Monty, actually. that we thought na, okay. Kasi parang we've already given up on the song.
Oh.
But we actually thought it was very, parang, I actually thought it was parang it's like negative. Kasi parang I wrote that when Ali and I had a big fight before. So that was like, I thought it's so emo because, like we're like digging up the past.
So, oh no.
Yeah. But I felt that parang no, it's okay because you know what? You can't always write about good things, diba? You always have to keep your songs relatable, diba? In some way. Mm-hmm. So I guess that's the other there. Na parang I think everyone can relate to it's not really a breakup song. It's more like normal relationships go through, diba? Like with the disagreements and everything. Mm-hmm. So
yeah.
That
was my interpretation. Oh yeah, sorry.
No, sorry.
Go on. Go ahead.
May part 2 pa yan.
Simpatico part 2.
Oh.
Actually, it sounds like one of the reasons also why diba, it sounds like yung kanta ng Mayo, yung Bakit.
Bakit
part 2.
Yeah, there's Monty has a song, Mayonnaise has this huge hit called Bakit Part 2. And yon, parang it stuck to me then because it kind of sounds like simpatico.
Oh.
That's why I thought na parang I think Monty would be perfect for this song.
One of those things that fell into place. But I find it very interesting that now it's been happening. Some songs either have a 10-minute version or a part 2. And it really adds to the storytelling.
Yeah. Like all too well 10-minute version.
Yes, exactly. Exactly. Like a lot of the musicians I talk to now, they also kind of mention that, like, a part 2, a 10-minute version sometimes.
10-minute version.
If you thought it was short enough, here's more. So, wala pa tayong ganun, no?
Yeah. Not that 10-minute version.
10-minute version. 7 minutes solo. 3 minutes na yung totoong kanta.
Well, that's something to look into for the future. But there, I wanted to ask, there are positive songs and there are negative songs. Now, I don't know if she's still in the comment section, but a while ago, our mutual friend, Julie Samonte, was in the comment section to say hello. And like one thing that we talked about when she was on the show was sometimes you need to release these sad or emo songs because they're still part of like the human experience. And even if like it's you unloading something negative, there is someone out there who will feel heard because it's something that they can relate to, as you mentioned. So you have a variety of happy songs and sad songs. But when you create these, do you like change your process or have like a different set of steps for writing like a happy song or a sad song?
What do you mean, like different process? But I think parang it's all the same for me. Kasi parang when you have a message, diba? Parang yun I kind of have to like just think about like what do I want to convey in this song? What is the message of the song? And then like work my way out. Diba? Like towards the melody or towards like the arrangement and all that. So parang whether it's a positive or a negative song, I think it's the same. So we all just need to like just keep releasing it. Let it out. Let it out. Let it be. Yeah.
Right.
But yeah, it's been a while since we released the sad song. It's been a while, diba? Kasi parang with the last album, mula noon, puro positive It's all about this new relationship, new life.
Yes.
So I guess parang, this is like suddenly new to us again.
A full 180.
Yeah.
Well, actually, your last album was happier, and then this single is a bit more on the sentimental side. So the world, as I said earlier, the world needs both. Sometimes we need that happy distraction to look away from some things, and sometimes we need to be heard. So that being said, let's go through all of your songs and not just this single. But are there any songs in particular that you connect to more than others from your discography? So anyone can answer this first, actually.
What's
trying to say?
What's a song? What's a song?
Any
to you
song?
that,
Any of your songs, or okay, if you want
Any
to
of the songs, yeah.
talk about, if you want to talk about any other songs, that's fine. But I was thinking like something that you have written that you feel most connected to.
In ours, ako, it's personally, I feel there's a big story with one of the songs in the Mula Noon album called Sa Ating Mundo.
Oh, okay.
Sa Ating Mundo.
You have to tell them this story.
Okay, so Sa Ating Mundo, actually most of the songs in that album are again from like, almost
10 years.
Parang ganun, mga 2011 or 2012 when so the basic story there was that song in particular. We were in another band, we were in a band called Dilara.
Okay.
And then she wrote that song. And
for him. Okay. Yeah. I wrote that song for him.
Yeah, but I didn't know.
But he didn't know
I'm so dense. Such a dense person. So ako, parang, okay, it's a new song, diba? And then biglang, I had to actually make like alam mo yung parang storyboard for
wow.
I got inspired to the song itself kasi is like a guitar and voice lang. The demo. So I listened to it, then I had like this idea about like parang a guy na he dreams of this girl, and then the girl in the dream, it's the other way around. The girl is the one dreaming about a guy.
Okay.
And then the guy is kind of like parang when they're in the dream, they're together, diba? So pag gumising siya, she wants to always parang go back to sleep and dream about diba? But she cannot dream about the guy into fruition. So parang parang ganun kasi the if you listen to the song Sa Ating Mundo, parang ganun diba? It's in our world, diba? Like what can we do together? And then not knowing that it was about me, I was like, hey, look at this, I drew this thing.
Yeah.
let's make a video.
So fast forward like years later when we started dating, and I told him, that I wrote that song for you. That song is about you. Because parang the message of the song is, parang it's like you're not really actually together, but in your dream, you're together.
It's yearning.
Yeah.
It's yearning.
Yeah. So, and eventually, diba, it became our song, and then it became our wedding march.
Yeah, it's our wedding song.
Oh, wow.
There's a funny story kasi that song got overplayed during the wedding.
Why is it playing again?
It's playing again. It's supposed to be our first dance, but somebody played that as our first dance. So it was like the Bridal March, the first dance, and something else. It's like played 3 times during the wedding.
Anyway, so third time, why is it playing?
It's like siguro the guests are like, okay, we already memorized the lyrics.
Yeah.
By the third time, they were singing along.
Yeah, you should listen to it. Pero I don't know, maybe we should make that into a video.
Yeah.
Okay yun eh.
And then we also guested a very talented cellist in the track, in the album track. Her name is Chelly. And she happens to be the daughter of our doula. Our doula. So everything is like
Yeah.
Connected.
Everything's connected.
Yeah.
Super.
And
Yeah,
that's, yes, continue.
well, that's my story.
Yeah, that's my story.
Story also.
That's your
Yun pala.
I can relate to.
That's such a cool full circle moment though. Like from writing about like that feeling of yearning, which also has a bit of escapism, to it being, well, in your words, overplayed at your wedding. Like that's rom-com material right there.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, so that's very cool to see. Now, you mentioned videos and storyboarding and stuff. How involved were you in the making of this music video? Since there are two things happening in this video. Like there's the couple and then there's all of you as a band. So how was this produced and how involved were both of you, I guess, in crafting the story?
Actually, for this particular video, parang we kind of gave the reins to the people in YR. Kasi they kind of pitched the song to some people in their pool, parang who were basically in the prod and in the creatives. So I think parang we also wanted to see what they could think of in terms of parang here's the song which we made. What is your interpretation? Parang ganun. So we kind of gave them that, and then we liked naman what this prod came up with. And parang it's pretty much very straight and centered to what the message of the song is. So I think parang let's go with that. Diba? Yeah. Parang we didn't want it to make it too artsy or anything like that.
Yes.
Yeah. So there.
Directed by Reggie Montejo.
Yeah, Reggie. Thank you.
Thank you, Direct Reggie and his team.
Yeah.
Thank you. Hello again to your baby boy. I see him at the back. Okay, so first, let's read some comments because some people here, some of the comments on my stream disappeared, but there are people saying hello. So Ronnie V said, Mojofly, heart. Hello to Mamita, Lava watching you from Singapore. See you on Zoom on Saturday. And from Bea Betts, Mama Luch. Mama Luch, heart.
Hi, Doc Bay.
Yeah, so hello everyone. Keep the comments coming and tell us your favorite Mojofly songs so we can also touch up on them. Okay, so for now, let's go quick fire. Let's go quick fire. So I'm just going to throw things at both of you and without thinking too much, just tell me your answer. So for both of you, what's your hidden talent? Each of you.
Cooking.
No overthinking. Okay, go.
Making cardboard toys.
Oh, wow.
Super.
Cardboard toy. Like what type of cardboard toys? Okay, let's go. Show and tell. Oh
my gosh.
Oh my gosh, that's a cardboard switch.
So he wanted a switch. So I made him a switch, pero out of cardboard.
I've been pranking people all day.
Yeah. So that's my hidden talent. I don't know. Sorry, that's the first thing that came to mind.
No, it's fine. You know what? Before I saw the back, it was pretty convincing.
Legit.
It's for him.
Luigi, what's yours? What's your hidden talent?
Me? Yeah, cooking. I would say cooking.
Cooking.
Yeah.
Cooking.
I like.
All right. What's your signature dish?
Signature dish. I can make a mean
lasagna.
Looks like you finished.
What's
I was gonna say roast beef, but
roast beef. That's also
lasagna,
another.
but yeah, that's flawless recipe.
Yeah.
If the council says lasagna, I will take their word for it. Okay. So what's something you learned being in musicians that actually became life advice? So this could be something as simple as take a deep breath, know where the light is, things like that. But it became life advice. Go.
I have a shot before you play. Have a shot of tequila before you play.
What? Always bring a pick. Everywhere you go.
Always bring a pick.
A guitar pick.
Always bring a guitar pick. All right. Okay. Next up, what has been your most challenging performance so far?
Okay. Every New Year's because we have to play when the kids are I would say that's the most challenging.
Yeah.
It adds to the
That's true.
to the
thrill.
The thrill.
It adds to the thrill.
You want to come up on stage and
because they're very, as you can see, they're very
very clingy.
Yeah.
Super.
No, they're cute. And I can imagine how much the clinginess intensified over the past 2 years, especially since we were all hardly leaving the house. Okay, so before we end, what are your upcoming plans and projects? What else should we be watching out for? Apart from streaming Simpatico, yes.
Yeah, well, it looks like everything is coming back into full swing again when it comes to gigs. So we'll be doing a couple of shows soon. We have one in Giho this 30th. It's a Yellow Room night. And then
31st will be in Beer Belly. And Scout Tobias. And June 4 will be in 19 East.
Yes.
Sud, Aya, Asel, and many more.
Yeah. Those are their live gigs. Projects, we have a couple of No, we have parang may mga soon to come mga new tracks under Wire Music. So
also we're releasing physical copies of
nice.
So you can thank you nga pala sa CDs at iba pa because they gave us an opportunity to print out physical copies of Mula Noon kasi it was ever since it was talagang digital lang. So this time you can actually purchase or and then we're gonna just probably
we'll put all the details in our socials.
Details.
Yeah, so definitely may vinyl ba yan or CDs?
We're actually actually that's a secret.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Okay, well you heard it here first.
No, kasi parang we're thinking of having like an anniversary special. So parang I thought that as a vinyl would be super nice diba, to have. So just watch out for that. And but I think the CD muna of Mula Noon is coming up real soon, maybe like next month.
Next month. Okay. Yeah.
So
follow
us.
All our details are in our Facebook and Instagram. Yeah.
All right. So, okay, sorry, my earpiece started buzzing, but from my perspective as a Gen Zer, CDs and vinyl records are really making a comeback. So it's nice that you have that planned out on your roster because it's so different getting to hold songs you like in your hands. It's a different experience. And then to hear songs like from a CD or from a vinyl, like it in itself, it's a different listening experience. In fact, I know a lot of young artists also who are bringing back tapes. Like, tape records. So it's very cute to see. Now, for further inquiries, where can we find you? What are your socials?
Okay, so it's Mojofly official on Facebook.
Mojofly.
Mojofly PH on.
Sorry. Mojofly PH our Instagram on IG.
Yeah. So Mojofly PH on IG and then Mojofly official on Facebook.
All right. So we'll be checking those out. Now, before I give you the parting words and before I say goodbye, allow me to thank a few people first. So before we say goodbye to our audience as well and to our guests, this has been New Wave. So thank you to James for handling the broadcast and to Sir Justin from giving us support from very far away. So thank you once again to our audience for joining us today, the whole 2 hours. And we look forward to seeing you all next week. Now, it's going to be a new month again soon. For my fellow Ateneans, we're almost done. Just one more week. and we'll be saying hello to a new school year and to summer break. So lots to look forward to. Don't miss out. Follow us on Instagram at newwave.rk to stay updated. Head over to our Facebook page called New Wave and join the Facebook community group on the page for replays, additional content, engagement, and ways you can get featured on the show. So the links, as always, will be placed in the comment section below. So go check it out. Now, you can catch the replay of this episode on Radio Katipunan 87.9 FM's Facebook page, YouTube, and Twitter Live, all of which go by at Radio Katipunan. And don't forget that we're a podcast as well on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, and Anchor under the name New Wave under Collab Asia. But most of all, thank you to our guests, Tita Luigi and Tita Ali. Thank you for joining us today on this rainy day and for sharing your journey and music with us. So we'll be streaming and watching out. Any parting words for the audience?
First of all, thank you to your mom. Thank you, Faye.
For connecting us. Thank you.
For connecting us. And Gino, shout out to Gino. And thank you, Bae, for watching. And
thank you. Thank you for
guys for listening and watching.
Yeah, hope to see you in one of the shows.
Yeah.
Or keep up with support OPM.
Support OPM.
Yes, support OPM. And now that things are opening up, maybe check out their shows. So once again, go check out their socials. Now, once again, I'm Max, and when it comes to what's happening, I'll serve you the facts. And this has been New Wave. We'll see you all next week. Bye.
Bye.
Ladies and gentlemen, may I have your attention, please?
If it's entertainment you crave,
catch us on New Wave.
Surfing through the latest on our shores.
Every Wednesday from 5 to 6 p.m.
See you there.
Radyo Katipunan. News, insights, inspiration. Radyo Katipunan. Down from the hill and down to the world. Radyo Katipunan. The voice of the Blue Eagle. Tara na't simulan ng inyong umaga sa mga magagandang refleksyon tungkol sa ating buhay at pananampalataya. Kasama sina Cardinal Luis Antonio Tagle, Father J. Boy Gonzales at Father Nono Alfonso ng Kapisanan ni Jesus, Father Cali Llamado ng Manila Cathedral at Binibining Risa Sinson Kaupeng ng Light of Jesus Community dito sa Kapit Pandasal sa Radyo Katipunan 87.9 FM. Radyo Katipunan 87.9 FM. Palalimin ang kamalayan sa mga isyong napapanahon. Makisangkot at makiisa kasama ang simbahang lingkod ng bayan. Ang Socio-Political Apostolate ng Kapisanan ni Jesus. Ito ang Kwentuhang Bayan mula alas 11 ng umaga tuwing Biyernes dito lang sa Radyo Katipunan 87.9 FM. Dahil naniniwala kami na posible ang isang mas mabuting lipunan at maaari itong simulan sa isang kwentuhan. Radyo Katipunan is now online. See our live feed on facebook.com/Radyo Katipunan. Check out our Instagram and our Twitter at Radyo Katipunan and subscribe to our YouTube channel at Radyo Katipunan FM for more exclusive content. Mga Katipuneros, it's time to level up! Your talk variety program showcasing the best in media and other fields as we feature the most loved personalities and the best practices of what we truly refer to as Magis. Together with multi-awarded multimedia guru Mr. Noel Ferrer, let's all level up every Fridays from 3 to 6 p.m. here on Radyo Katipunan 87.9 FM. Radyo Katipunan 87.9 FM.
Want to find out more about the famed org community of the Ateneo? Yeah. Wondering what projects and initiatives our student organizations are currently up to? Yeah. Curious to hear the perspectives and motivations of the different people that make up the org community? Yeah. Tara na't magkwentuhan! Kwentuhang MVP takes you to the vibrant and passionate organization community of the Ateneo de Manila. Tune in every Friday as we catch up with our student leaders and our organizations and find out how they're continually pushing forth with their advocacies. Kwentuhang MVP, taking the MVP to you.
To listen to music that uplifts the soul, follow jescom.ph on Spotify and Jescom Music on YouTube. Our music is also available on iTunes and Deezer.
Meron? Ano nga ba ang meron? Paano nga bang mabuhay ng tapat sa meron? Don't you wish you can relive your philo classes? The terror teachers? The terrible oral exams? Or the even terrifying but liberating and life-changing aha moments? Lundagin mo, baby! Here's